You're listening to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. Join the heroes of Cybertron as the last vestiges of Starscream's war take them to the far-flung colonies to defend the planet from distant threats and protect the Cybertronian Republic from the shadow of the Harmonium.
Welcome back to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. And we got a super special guest for all of you today.
Ooh.
Hey, everyone.
Oh.
We have the somewhat triumphant return of Rex.
Okay, right.
Woo! I love you, Rex.
How you been, you filthy animal?
Filthy. I've been filthy and animalish.
You are in a tar pit.
I'm surprised I didn't get more reaction out of the animal part.
He knows what he is.
Yeah. We're all there.
Well, welcome back, Rob. We're definitely looking forward to having you for the next couple episodes.
Couple episodes.
As you should be. You should be ecstatic.
I never signed on to this.
Yeah,
You never signed anything. That's the problem.
Yeah, right.
Mike is out. Gotcha. Or should say, Wild Strike is out. All right, we're good.
I can play Wild Strike too.
It's gonna be
Wait, he's playing Wild Strike and Rex?
Oh, yeah.
My answer?
Keep it up. He's going to play Sweet Spot.
Oh.
You never seen a dinosaur fly on a
I'm not sure if I could do that to the fans. The fan. I'm not sure if I could do that to the fan.
Oh, man, if Rob played Wild Strike, he'd have his two characters and then like four little small characters. He'd have a fucking show. Just rename it the Rob Show.
Empire of Rob.
Joke's on you, Michael. It already is the Rob Show.
The thing is, though, like let's be realistic. If Rob was controlling Wild Strike, all he would do is like, oh, I need to find a building to crash into, but we're in fucking Eurkaris. There aren't any. You know, he's just going to go, oh, I guess I'm going to fly around and stay alive.
Quite a dilemma.
I can find some mountains or caves or something. A tall tree. A really tall tree.
Oh, man. Well, I'm definitely happy. Oh, I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I'm definitely happy to have you, and I'm sure the fans are too.
Yep, that would be
I
them.
think so. Yeah.
Yep.
So before we jump back into the action, I just wanted to talk for a minute about the new Transformers comic series that came out from Skybound. It's been out a couple months now, and I think it's on issue, 9 or 10 by this point. And it's it's certainly a departure from the previous comics, especially the IDW ones that have been published since, I want to say like 05 or 06 or something like that. So that whole like continuity.
How so?
How so?
Yeah, I haven't read the other comics, so I don't know what the difference is between the two.
That's fair enough. So whereas the IDW comics really kind of departed a bit from like G1, like the G1 story about the Autobots crashing into Earth, it turned it into more of a like an adventure and like political thriller in some cases. It was a long run too, so there was a lot of different stories and a lot of different pieces that it was hitting. Whereas the new one, the Skybound one, is actually taking a lot of cues directly from the old cartoon. Autobots crashing onto Earth, fighting the Decepticons. It's getting incredibly violent, if I'm being honest. Especially for like a Transformers comic, there's just slaughter everywhere, and it's something interesting. An interesting story so far. There's some stuff I enjoy about it and some stuff that I'm kind of iffy on about it. But I'm assuming you guys haven't read the Skybound comics, but have you read any Transformers comics?
Just the originals, not all of them.
For me, that would be a no.
Really, Adam? Not a one?
Not one.
Honestly, I would have thought that'd be kind of like in your wheelhouse.
Nope. I mean, sure, I collected the toys for a little bit, played with them, and that was it. Pretty much, yeah, I didn't even really get into comics until I was, like, late teens.
Same thing kind of happened to me with me, too. Came into it late.
I didn't see the originals until much later, when I ended up just reading them. Reading some, I haven't finished the series, but I read some of them digitally just a few years ago. I was amused by how there was a new Transformer every single episode. So it's like, just put away the leadership, put away the Matrix for a few minutes there, Optimus Prime, because you just got to keep creating marketing. So
was it the original, like the 84 or the 80s comic that you were
80s, yeah,
you were reading?
80s one, I think.
Yeah, that was certainly a tough one to, I think, for the artists and the writers to kind of work with on that one, because from what I understand, like there was a mandate from Hasbro to keep on introducing like the fresh character, the fresh toy characters into the comic for marketing purposes, of course.
I figured. Yeah. And my favorite bit was when Megatron and Scar Team first met Omega Supreme.
Love it.
I actually had some of the original ones, like back when I was like a kid, but they were like, I didn't take care of them at all because it was like, as a kid, they had like no covers and in most cases. But I remember there was one that stayed around for a really long time, and it was when I think it was Ratchet and Megatron kind of got stuck together, and they ended up having to like mix their blood or their oil together as like a sign of non-aggression or something along those lines.
They got like fused or something like that?
Not physically, but it was like they were stuck in a situation where it was like, oh, we're the only two ones here. We need to be able to trust one another in order to get out. This is the only way that they could do it, that it would, it's like, oh, it's like our blood bond kind of thing,
That's interesting, because like I remember a story where Megatron and Ratchet were actually fused into some like kind of like monstrosity.
Oh, that's
like
weird.
2 heads, like 1 body.
Ratchetron.
There was also one, like I also had like the one where like they showed like Shockwave like walking around on like primitive Earth, literally like stepping over the dinosaurs, and there was like a shot where he's like holding like one of them from the head and just like blowing its head off with his little hand kind of thing.
Damn.
I remember that being pretty badass when I was a kid, but I also remember like just there were not commercials, like the ads that were in it were like very, they had like, information on toys and stuff. And there were only like 12 pages, I think, probably in the whole comic, back then. But I always just remember there was this one woman, it was like a picture of the woman's face, and it had like, it wasn't Slurm. It had like, like 4 letters like written in red across her face. She almost looked like but it was just like she almost looked like what was her name? The lady who, I can't remember her name. It's fucking terrible. The lady whose dress gets thrown up and she's on the vent and she like puts her hands, she has to like cover up.
Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe. She looked kind of like Marilyn Monroe, but she had like something in red written across her face. So.
Was this an advertisement for Transformers or just an ad?
It was just an ad inside of it, but
you sure you weren't reading like the old Twilight Zones, right?
I don't think I've ever read those, so I'm pretty sure. But maybe I was in the Twilight Zone and just didn't know it.
Those are surreal.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
I recently read a few, the Windblade series and the Kill All R1 series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How'd you like them?
They were interesting. They were good. I don't think I've read any other ones before that. So it was interesting going from what I know from the cartoon series to what I've learned from this game to seeing what's happening there. So that was quite interesting.
And you picked up a series that was a far more like political thriller than adventure series.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that they were doing a lot more political stuff like that. So that was definitely different route than I was used to, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
If you do like that, the kind of that kind of point, the Robots in Disguise series, kind of in the same era, is all about like Starscream and Bumblebee and like the survivors on Cybertron as they're trying to rebuild civilization. Okay. And there's a lot of that kind of like political maneuvering kind of thing going on. It's a very, very interesting series.
I'll have to check that out.
And how about you, Rob? Do you even read comics?
Oh, I'm a big comic guy, but I never got into Transformers. Maybe I read one or two random issues over the years, but I never collected Transformers. I don't think there's a reason for that. I just didn't.
I had more toys, but I never had.
Yeah.
I had just a handful of comics.
What did you read, Rob?
I mean, Wolverine and Green Lantern are my favorites. There's Justice League. I mean, all the DC and Marvel stuff. I had some G.I. Joe comics at one point.
Oh, yeah, the American Hero run. They actually continued that not that long ago. They restarted it.
Nice.
It's up to like issue 300 or something. Like they even continue the same numbering too. Same person who wrote it is still on the writing duties.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you're especially a big G.I. Joe fan from like the comic G.I. Joe fan, then yeah, if you haven't picked that up, that series was when did it start? 2016 again or something?
Huh.
And they're at issue, they just passed 300 not too long ago.
Nice.
Well, let's not make the fans wait for Rob's return any longer. Let's jump right back in. All of you made it to the tar pits, and right in front of you, you heard some noise. And as you look ahead, you see Rex and Blazer and Grazer and Laser bathing in the tar pits. Take it away, gentlemen. What do you want to do?
Shoot them.
Light the place on fire. Yeah.
Leave the place for more, but that's the only way to be sure.
I can do that.
Why don't we start off with Rob then? Rob, you and your guys in the tar pit there, you and your companions, and you hear a bunch of bots coming up from the south.
The deep south.
I hear everything. So do I see them yet, or know who they are yet, or no?
Yeah. You hear the noise. You turn, and then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bots coming around out of the one of the canyon entrances, like out from like one of the narrow points in the canyon, and they're well inside. You can see them. I'm assuming you recognize them. You recognize Magnum, Carapace, Sweet Spot, and Wild Strike. Certainly, you do not recognize the fifth one though.
So I think at first I'd be annoyed because I don't want to be interrupted, and who the hell's here, right? I'm sick of all the predators around. So at first I'd be irritated, but then once I realize who it is, I'd be super excited and happy. And I'd probably yell out, "Hey everyone, it's our friends!" And then I'd want to wave high. So I'd bring my tail up out from the tar pit, and a big blob of tar would probably go flying across the place. I'm rolling for it. I'm rolling.
Do it.
Oh, natural 20. Cult shot to Sweaty's head. Boom! I yell out, "Welcome to the pit, Sweaty!"
You know, I have just buffed all this area right up here. All right, this is not going to come out easily. I'm charging you for my cleaning.
Listen, we can help you clean up that rubber.
Nope.
That luscious,
rubber's fine.
Delicious,
it's the clean,
fine rubber.
Back up. Get back in the power pits. Get down.
We're coming for you.
Somebody, hey,
no
I need a little hand here. A little help.
Why do I have this vision of like the scene in Ace Ventura when he like comes home to his apartment and you just see like this like swarm of little things just kind of like flood over him?
Well, I think as he stumbles backward to try to escape, that from the map it looks like there's a tree or some shrubbery or something near you guys. I think some maybe about half dozen or so little saber-tooth tiger bots would bound out and jump on Sweaty and try to help him clean up and get those tires cleaned up.
Those were planted there.
When did you buy the fur coat?
Apparently, my tires have been inflated with catnip.
Don't worry, their bite doesn't hurt much.
Hey Rex, how you doing?
Doing well.
How you been?
Been pretty good. It's good to see you all.
Good to see you, Rex.
I like
some
that you.
surprises for you.
Oh. Okay.
Magnum will transform into a full-size building and just open up his closets, and like 50 tires will like fall out of the. Because I bought like 50 tires last game, if you remember.
You did.
You did. Yep.
You bought a bunch of rubber tree plants and then grew them into tires.
Well, yes. Can't believe the things I had to do to get these rubber tree plants to grow into tires in this short length of time.
Oh, Magnum. You always were my favorite.
Ignore that the tires have leaves.
Oh, this should feed the herd for, I don't know, a week maybe.
Make sure you plant a couple, it'll grow more.
There's some rubber tie trees right over there. Just go on, you little critters. Don't get away from there. Look, over there. Go. Go get the tires over there. No, not these tires. These are my tires. You go get those tires.
You get all them off you except for that one who's hanging on the back.
I'm going to transform into my beetle form and go delve down into the tar.
Awesome. It's nice. Nice and warm. Heated.
I'm sorry. Allow us to introduce to you. This is Swampstone. Swampstone Rex. Laser, Blazer, and Grazer. Blazer, not Glazer. Glazer's not here. He's putting up windows.
Grazer, Blazer, and Laser. And then there's more herd around.
Oh, there's unlimited herd. Whether Mike likes it or not.
A medium-sized bot will walk up to you, Rex, and it looks like he's got some kind of fishy, like alt mode pieces. You can see what looks like a shell on his back, but it's like separated and segmented as he transformed. But it looks like it's like a turtle or a fish or something. And he walks up to you. Like I said, this is Swampstone. This is like if I remember right, this is like a mythological figure to Eurkaris. And he'll walk up and he'll kind of put his hand out and says,
"It is a pleasure to meet you, Rex."
Rex is taken aback. He's like, "Swampy, I'm honored to meet you too."
Hey, I told you I'd find him, right?
Yeah, I make sure I mentioned some bots might have suggested you were a myth. And I look over at Carapace.
Yeah.
I believed in you though, and then I look over at Carapace.
Wow, brown-nosing Santa Claus. Didn't see that coming.
You have a tar on your nose there, Rex.
Is that tar on your nose? What is that?
Oh, it's everywhere, not just my nose.
After I left Eurkaris, it served me well to be believed a myth. But it seems that time is over. Until I can reclaim my anonymity. But that is a tale for another time.
I don't know. I got time.
We sort of promised him he could live here.
Oh, by all means.
Eurkaris tells me that someone you know, someone you care about, was killed by a predator.
Yeah, Gazer, my little Ankylosaurus friend. He died honorably, protecting his other herd members.
Do you still have his body?
Yes.
Then let us not waste any more time. Bring me to it.
Oh, that's going better than I planned.
Cue wet suction sounds.
We'll take him then.
And yeah, if you want to, I'm assuming you don't have his body with you now. You probably have it back at your home, right?
Yeah, I've been carrying it around for years. I tied a string around his neck. I've been dragging him around. Thank goodness he's made out of metal. He's not rotting around here.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Like each one of
I got hats hanging out.
Each one of the spines in your back is actually just a dead version that you kind of shoved up against you.
You'll go ahead and lead Swampstone over to your cave, your den, your burrow. I don't know. Where do you live?
In a cave. Yeah.
That could be a den.
Just down the street. Just around the corner.
Just go down and follow it until you see the tree. Take a left. Follow that until you see another tree. A big tree.
you going to send him that way? I thought you should take a left after the second tree.
Downtown.
And then go straight on down through the underbrush there. That way would be faster.
No, just keep going
that's a good idea.
until you see the rock that looks like a stone, and then
Oh,
They all look like stones.
Yeah, but there's only one rock that looks like a stone.
I imagine that you actually you track your way home probably through scent or something too. Like you recognize kind of like the smells more than visually because it's fucking forest. It's just rocks and trees everywhere.
Yeah, but
I recognize the smell.
but it's my forest. I know this forest.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yep, this is your forest.
So you lead Swampstone and Sweet Spot and Wild Strike to your home. Carapace, are you going to join, or are you sticking in the tar pits for a while?
yeah, I'll come with.
Okay.
I mean, I'll play with the herd as is appropriate. So, and I'll climb out.
Aww.
But this is kind of why we're here.
They use their fire breath on you to clean up all the tar.
I will be staying away from all of that. Thank you very much.
Let me just get a quick kind of idea of for Wild Strike and Sweet Spot. Sweet Spot, I think this is like your second time in this area, but Wild Strike, this is your first.
Correct.
What's going through your heads?
Well, since we've already been attacked several times on our way here, Wild Strike's going to be on alert, just keeping an eye out for what might jump out of the bushes or whatnot to attack any of us.
Gotcha.
Dangerous place to be sure. So, not
That's
something
awesome, isn't it?
not something that he enjoys having to look out for so many people here.
It is getting kind of big. A lot of people here in your group.
let's all go off in different directions.
Right?
Anxiety up even higher.
Get back here now.
Yes,
I
Dad.
forgot, Magnum, this would be your first time here too.
And the herd immediately scatters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen nature documentaries.
Like, where's the dialogue overhead? Notice
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Yeah.
David Attenborough's got to be hiding around here somewhere. If anybody sees him, let me know.
But Magnum, did you watch the Jurassic Park documentary?
It's fascinating. Yes.
The Jurassic Park documentaries.
And Sweet Spot, what about you? This is your second time here, and the first time wasn't a pleasant experience, was it?
Nope. And I am looking down at the mud and scraping the tar off of my face and thinking it's just as charming as I remember it. Cannot wait to get out of here and onto some fresh asphalt.
Yeah, I imagine you haven't been in your car mode for days now.
So long. Sometimes I just sleep in the car mode just to, get a feel for it again. Though it doesn't feel natural just being still.
It takes a few minutes to get back to your den, but you make it there with no problems. And you show Gazer's corpse to Swampstone. He kneels down, looks at it, runs his hands kind of over it. Do you remember what the state of the body was like? Like, was he eaten? Was he just hit? Like, what? Do you remember what caused his death?
Oh,
It was a predator of some sort. Like I don't know if he was.
But yeah, if I remember correctly, listening to it, he got killed, but he didn't get a chance. They didn't eat him because they drove whatever it was away or something like that. Or Rex killed it eventually.
I think Carapace killed it eventually.
I killed it, but I think Rex approached and it scared it away.
I think Sweaty screaming in the woods like a bitch scared it away.
Sonic damage.
There were sirens in here.
So Gazer had been out in the forest and some kind of predator attacked. The herd scattered. They were no match for it. But Gazer held steady and fought the predator off, but we found him and he was dead. Looks like he got probably bitten and maybe stung as well. I'm not a doctor.
Yes, that feels correct. You see these wounds? You can see where acid has eaten away at the puncture marks. It is very likely that the creature you faced is far deadlier than you realize. It is a miracle that only one of your companions was injured. This being could have killed far more. I'm afraid that I cannot resurrect your companion. I know this is not what you wanted to hear. Between the time and his injuries, the connection between his body and Spark has been severed. It is beyond my power to bring him back. However, if you are able to bring him to a natural Energon spring, I might be able to use my power to provide a vestige of the spark he once had. That would allow his body to restore the connection, to revive him. But understand that it has been a long time since his death, and he might not come back as you remember him.
What does that mean? He's gonna come back a bird?
Or emo or
Have
emu.
a third eye?
I believe what he's trying to tell you in the most plainest of ways is that the bot's personality might be a bit changed. Body will be there, but the mind might not all be there. If I'm
That
correct
is
in...
correct.
There we go.
I'm glad that he like in the same breath he started answering the whole thing, the butt, because like I was like, oh, this is the only reason that we got you, dude. Like I was gonna lay you out. Yeah, it's just like, oh, thank you for trying. And I guess I'll go searching for the next mythical figure. You know?
Thanks for playing.
I understand what you needed, Carapace. So I endeavored to provide all the answers you require.
We're gonna have to go find Bog Rock.
Like, so all I heard was you can't help me. So
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further.
All right, where's the nearest spring-loaded Energon?
The place has gotten quite a bit overgrown since the last time I was here. I do not know.
Oh yeah, there's one about a day and a half journey to the southwest. It's at the edge of the Wave Walkers territory, though.
What are wave walkers?
They're the swimming fishy type.
Oh, but we're going to be on land.
Yeah, we'll probably be safe on land from fish.
I'm sure you'll all be fine.
Nothing to worry about.
Oh, why are you smirking?
What's the worst that could happen?
Why are you smirking at me? What are you not saying?
Do we have to cross water?
No, we're going to a pond or whatever, the lake.
Well, maybe we could just make it a little angry. There's no need to cross it.
They sound friendly. They wave.
All right.
Yeah.
Some of my herd are plesiosaurs. It's no big deal.
Of course they are.
Right?
Which one's this one called? Waver?
Let me see. Do I have one? I got Hazer. Hazer's a plesiosaur.
All the new dinosaurs hate him.
Yes, because he's the one in charge of making sure people are cool enough to join the herd,
But don't let him give you a hard time.
All right, Magnum will attempt to make like a sort of one of those drag stretchers out of like woods and leaves and stuff like that. Of course, he's completely incapable of doing this properly, so he starts to build some modern art in twigs.
What are you doing?
We need a stretcher to drag him there, right? So
go ahead and give me a survival.
I guarantee we'll just literally put him on what's his face's back. That's just kind of how these things work.
Yeah, but this is more entertaining.
Alley-oop and fit.
Oof!
Ouch!
Wow. Double minimum.
Wow.
Oh, did you actually?
Yes. My aid is minimum and my roll was minimum.
Oh my god! Well, that's funny. I was just joking, but
I don't think you can balance a whole bot on one stick.
and it was a pogo stretcher.
What'd you get? What was your total?
8. And the assist was 3.
I mean, I agree with adding wheels to it, but they shouldn't look like umbrellas.
You try to put the stretchers together. You find these two big pieces of wood, and you realize, okay, you need to be super, super strong, right? And then you find all these giant like palm fronds, and you like stitch them together and tie them together. You lay them up between the two sticks. You put Gazer on top of it. You lift up the sticks and rip right through the leaves.
These green things are green leaves. They don't make them like they used to.
Where did you get your engineering degree? Kindergarten?
It was a correspondence course.
So yes, you can very easily manage Gazer. There's plenty of bots around to help out with it. Why don't you just tell me who's going to be the main person carrying Gazer?
Apparently not me.
Sweet spot.
No. No. I am already... Listen, I am already up to my fenders in mud here. If I start trying to carry a load, I'll be up to my knees or deeper.
The sweet spot. We want him to get there as fast as possible, right? You're the fastest here,
yeah,
right?
And how am I supposed to do that? Yeah, when I have a road beneath my tires.
Didn't you know you were coming to the mud and tar pits? You didn't put on your monster truck tires?
All right, now I visualize that.
That's an option? Where can I buy such things? Magnum, were you aware?
I don't know.
No, but I'm intrigued.
So am I.
I would say either myself, I could carry him, but I also could see Rex being the one that carries him because he's always in his animal mode, and on the off chance that we get attacked on our way there, if I have to fight while carrying another one of these little guys, it will probably blow me down. So
I can hold his tail and hit people. He got spikes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you put it on my.
I mean,
I don't know if
you literally have like alternating spikes that you could literally just kind of put them in. I mean, it's like shelving on your back. I mean,
Well, they're also. Are they tiny or are they small? By Dinobots, technically.
They'd be small. They would be Pythagoras size.
Yeah, so I mean, he's smaller, and yeah, he can fit on my back.
Pythagoras is tiny.
Somehow.
Oh, Pythagoras is tiny. Right.
Yeah,
so
two size categories different.
That's right.
So
You'd be tiny.
cat size.
Oh yeah, so that should easily fit on my back.
Okay. So Rex, you'll be carrying him, and cool. Do you want to spend the night here before you head out the next morning, or just go for it?
What time of day is it?
Yeah, what time of day is it?
I will say like mid-afternoon or so. You could get a little travel in if you wanted, but you could also spend the time and catch up with Rex and everyone too.
You could rest after your long journey.
yeah, let's rest here for the evening, and then
Sweaty can experience some more tar and mud pits.
No, thank you. I have had my fill. Right up to the fill line.
You know, if you transform into your car mode, you can do some wicked burnouts and donuts and stuff in the mud. It'd be wicked fun.
I think I'll probably just take your word for that. Yeah, not really in a skidding kind of a mood.
are there any other updates, Rex? Anything that we should be knowing about?
Well,
we came across a very large sentient spore colony on our way here.
Oh yeah,
I don't recall that being there.
I don't recall it either. Did you handle it?
No. Well, we actually didn't start a fight with it. I know, it's right. I feel weird even saying that. But
Fighting the urge to slap you right now.
I know. I would respect you if you did. No,
I'll go up and I'll slap Carapace.
How did that thing work? In his hand, his arm falls off. It's weird. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got my retributive armor on.
What in the world?
Damn it, sweet spot. We don't want him to have to break two people back from the dead.
Yeah, so it was like some sort of gigantic boar. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, it was a frugi colony. It was effectively a colossal plant colony, like a sentient plant colony that had the floating poop.
Oh, yes.
Floating poop.
Organics.
Like the dinosaur slaves.
Dinosaur slaves? You didn't tell me about that.
We just did.
Well, then it needs to be destroyed then.
Dinosaurs. They're not enslaved dinosaurs. They're plants, drones that look like dinosaurs.
Oh.
They're part of the plant.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't get your spikes in a tilt.
Yeah, they look like dinosaurs to me. But...
You're not the boss of me, Magnum.
Oh, yeah? Well, you'll just have to, yes, I'm not.
Turn into a 7-Eleven. I'm going to fight all your Energon tanks. That's your gas station
After
now.
I get a fill up.
No, use some juice.
Last time I give you senior discount.
And with that, we'll call it a night for you folks.
We fade out for the sound of gentle bickering.
Yep. And the next morning, when you guys get up, you're all rested, ready to move on.
Oh, that wasn't the see you next time?
It's only 47 minutes in. It's a little short for a Cliffy, isn't it?
All right. I thought you were just trying to pull one over on us.
So Rex, actually Rex and Carapace, both of you know that you are in the Ashen Tar Pits right now. So this is where your home is. To the south is the Golden Sands Desert, which you're going to kind of skirt the edge of, and that's going to head on over past the Great Plateau. All of this is your Scale Walkers territory. And once you get past like the majority of the plateau, and you're kind of be skirting the edge of it a little bit, so you're not crossing an entire desert. You're going to get to a place called the Crystal Beach, and that's where you think, and that's Rex. That's where you know that that this pool is. It is a pool of effectively sparkly water, and yeah, you know that it's a great place to stop by to get a drink. You always feel refreshed whenever you get past it. Carapace, I'll let you decide if you've ever been here or not, because Rex has certainly explored the area a bunch while you've been gone. So, do you know of this area? You familiar with it at all?
Probably. I mean, I tend to, like, when I'm actually like at home, I tend to range pretty wide. So like I would go out to like at least the edges of our territories just to find out like what our potential opposition is. Speaking of which, what sort of relationship do we have with the Wave Riders? Because I just realized like of all of the different, like I think that's the only language I actually don't speak of the different animal ones.
Makes sense. I mean, that's also, it's underwater, so like most of them are going to be spending their time underwater.
Right.
And for the most, you've never had any issues with them. There's never been any like contentious relationships or battles or anything between. And you think part of that was because you guys are primarily on land and they're primarily underwater. Like the two worlds really don't interact very often. Unlike the scale walkers and the fur walkers, who are in direct competition for territory, and even the cloud walkers would occasionally like have you occasionally have competition with them over resources and territory too. But of anyone, like the wave walkers are a bit isolationist, a bit like you'll see them in major cities and towns. You'll see them during like convocations where like all the tribes gather. But for the most part, you don't really see them day to day.
Okay.
What about the moonwalkers?
The moonwalkers you see once a month.
You also hear them. Shamona!
Can't sneak up behind them because they walk backwards.
Actually, all you need to do is stand still and they'll bump into you.
Yeah.
Sadly, they're extinct.
So yeah, heading out.
Thought we already had.
You're heading out of the Ashen Tar Pits area, and within a day you get to the edges of the desert. Kind of skirt the edges of the desert a bit, kind of where like the tree line and the desert meet. And you do this because it is a bit safer at the tree line. Any predators that are going to be living within the forest are going to be further in. And you can plainly see, like, you have a very clear line of sight over the desert, so nothing's going to be flying in or traveling in that way. Unless there's like a big like sandworm or something like that. But this isn't Dune, this is Transformers.
No, we can't be sure, can we?
I don't know. We're about to go get the water of life, so.
Nice.
I walked through the desert on a bot with no name. It felt good to get out of the mud. Yeah.
Traveled the entire distance, and nothing is jumping out. There's like, you don't meet anything else. Occasionally see some just regular wild animals, but you're a pretty big group at this point, so most of the predators are giving you folks a clear berth. You come to the end of day one, and you are nearing the edge of the desert that you are skirting. Go ahead. I'll say you make camp for the night.
Where were you from originally, Swampstone? Like, are you a wave walker? Are you a...
That is correct, Carapace. I am a part of the Wave Walker tribe. I lived out by the Wayfinder Sea, many miles from here.
What's a mile?
That is true, yeah. Many miles equivalent.
13 cubits.
And you know that this would be like the effective, like the edge of the ocean, you know, and you'd think that, you know, wherever he's from is, you know, quite a ways away.
Okay.
Makes sense because he was trying to get away from everyone, so.
Right. You're not like wanted by them or anything, are you?
I am only wanted for my gifts, for no other reason.
Well, develop a personality, I guess.
That is incredibly rude, Carapace.
We know who's not getting resurrected this session.
Man, we're already in the desert. We don't need to deal with extra burns here.
Nicely done. Why don't you guys give me a perception check for whoever's going to stay on watch?
I remember correctly, we worked it out that everyone can do 2 hour. Someone can do 2 hour watches, and everyone still get enough rest.
I have a 23.
Wild Strike has a 34.
Natural 20.
Rex has a 27.
27. All really good, solid rolls. Magnum, what about you? Bringing up the rear on this one. You would think Magnum has a really good perception.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Maybe you fell asleep on watch.
33.
Okay, so you didn't fall asleep. Good on you. So the night passes uneventfully. All of you do notice the occasional animal come up to your camp, but you can plainly tell that they're not dangerous animals. And if it was just like a lion or something, or a tiger or a panther or something came up, you're big enough that you could be able to shoo it off. And just the sheer amount of you are certainly making it so the smaller predators are not coming anywhere near you. So good on all of you. The next day dawns. You head out, and you are going to be traveling over the Great Plateau today.
Now, Rex, I gotta say, this is a great plateau.
It's so much better than the shitty plateau.
It's even better than the mediocre plateau.
Which is even worse than the poor plateau.
Why did we ever go there anyway?
I don't know. I don't know why they invented it.
Plateau.
You're walking along. You come to a river. You follow the river for a little while as it is continuing down the plateau. I imagine you think that the river will eventually empty out into the ocean. So it is likely a good thing to follow, because it would just kind of lead you to at least a rough spot to where you're going as you're heading towards the edge of the water. But yeah, you follow down the river, follow that, and for hours just keeps on following. I want all of you to give me a perception check, please, as you are walking.
All right.
28.
28, pass.
Wild Strike also got a 28, and Nyko got a 16.
Wild Strike, you pass, and you know what? Nyko, I'm also going to say you pass.
Okay.
Rex got a 29.
That's also a pass.
Damn right it
25.
25, good, pass. What about Sweet Spot?
Sweet Spot got a 30.
And that's a fail. Okay.
All right. What?
Hard as
that took a second. Nope, you pass as well. All right.
That's
so
right.
as you're walking along this river, you feel some vibrations underneath you, and right from in front of you, two enormous mountain worms burrow themselves from underground in front of you, and I want you guys to roll for initiative next time.
Oh,
Damn it.
Son of a bitch.
From the Secret Files of Teletran 1, Empire of Rust is written and GM'd by Michael Ordway. Detective Magnum and his partner Pythagoras are played by Matthew G. Ambassador Sweetspot, Councilman of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon Target Master, Wildstrike, and his partner Nyko are played by Mike M. And Carapace, the Beast Warrior of Primitive Eurkaris, is played by Patrick Finn. Additional characters are played by Michael Ordway, Brandon Ouellette, and Charlotte Chapman. Outro narration by Derek Bixby. Empire of Rust is supported by the humans and networks of planet Earth, whose online networks provide access to libraries of sound effects and music such as Storyblocks, Zasplat, Blue Zone, Pixabay, Paper Yellow Music, and Dark Fantasy Studios. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or searching the Transmissions wherever you get podcasts. You can communicate with the heroes of Cybertron by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the cast, and download the rule set used in Empire of Rust. Teletran 1, signing off.